Hello guys, this is TJ, back again with another episode of OSCP Learning Path from Try Hack Me. And today's video, we are going to crack the Alfred Windows machine, which we will be exploiting the Jenkin server for an initial foothold. Then we will be escalating our privileges using Windows authentication tokens. And I need to clarify that my videos will be faster than other walkthrough videos, but I will cover everything that you need to learn. So I will not cover the documentation part in these walkthroughs. Fine, let's deploy the machine now. As you can see here, we can test this machine using ping request, and also we need to wait some amount of time to boot up. Now, it is the time for the Nmap scanning. As you can see in the result, we have 3 ports open in the targeted system, so let's enumerate one by one. On port 80, I found a page, which only contains the image and email address. This does not give much information. So, let's enumerate the other port 8080. On port 8080, I find out Jenkin CMS. Then, I tried the default username and passwords like admin and I got the successful login in the admin account. There can be 2 lessons from this. One is from the system engineer perspective, always change the default credentials. And the other one is, from the attacker perspective, that always check the default's credentials before moving to the brute forcing phase. You may get lucky like this. Next, we need to download the Powershell Invoke script from the given link and move it into our working directory. While looking at the admin panel, one of the notable section is the project. So let's click that, and we can see there is a configure menu. While scrolling down, there is a build section where we can run the system commands. In order to download the PowerShell script into the web server, this configure feature of the server should be leveraged using this command. And also, we need to start our Python server from the working directory. We need to give our local IP and the port number here. And then start the netcat listener. After all this, click build now and see the listener. We got our initial shell successfully now. We are now inside the web server. Let's go to the user's directory and grab the user.txt file. As per the next task, to make privilege escalation easier, we need to switch this shell to a Metasploit shell. So we can create the Windows reverse shell using MSF Venom like this. You can see our exploit created successfully. Now we need to transfer this into the target machine. Since we got the initial shell, we don't need to go to the web server to download the exploit. So we can run the previous script to download the exploit in the Windows machine. Now we have successfully downloaded our exploit. Next, we can get the reverse shell using MSF console. And we need to use the Metapreter payload. Then by typing show options, we can get the payload options. Then give lport as our local IP and the given port in the payload. After that, type run. Then in the target system, type starts the process, and then type the exploit name. As you can see, we got the Metapreter session now. By typing the shell command, we can get into the Windows command line. And then when I type the whoami command, it says I am the user. So, it is time for the privilege escalation. Then, to view the current privileges, I can type whoami/priv command. You can see that 2 privileges, SC debug privilege and SC impersonate privilege, are enabled. Let's use an incognito mode in the Metapreter, which will allow us to exploit this vulnerability. For that, we need to type load incognito or use incognito command. Then type list tokens. This will list out the system tokens. We can use the impersonate token of built-in /administrator in order to get the NT authority of the system. Even though we have a higher privilege token, we may not actually have the permissions of a privileged user. This is due to the way that Windows handles permissions. Basically, it uses the primary token of the process, and not the impersonated token to determine what the process can or cannot do. So, now we need to migrate our current processes into a system-level process, like this. As you can see, our current process ID is 620. To find all the processes, we can type ps command. And now I'm going to migrate our process into the service process. For that, type migrate and the process ID of the service. As you can see, we are running as the service process ID. That means we are the admin privileged user. So, let's grab the root.txt file. So, that's it guys. We have successfully done this box. I will be back with another walkthrough soon. Stay tuned, and stay safe.